Hi friends, I'm again back with another NEET previous year question. Welcome to UNS classes. Let's see what the question is. Today, the question is erythropoietin hormone which stimulates RBC formation is produced by. So let's see the options. The options are juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney, alpha cells of pancreas, the cells of rostral adenohypophysis and the cells of bone marrow. Here the tricky part of the question is that they are asking erythropoietin hormone which stimulates the formation of RBC. And we know that RBC is produced in the bone marrow. So there are good chances that we feel the answer will be bone marrow. But they are asking from where the erythropoietin has been produced. Right. So before going to the answer, you know our routine, we will explain each options. Before that, I will tell you what is the need of erythropoietin or when does the erythropoietin comes into picture for the protection or the formation of RBC. When the body is in a stress condition. Here, the stress, when we say stress here the stress is loss of RBC or reduction in the level of oxygen in the body. That is, when we have some injury in our body and we have a huge blood loss or something. Blood loss means loss of RBC, and RBC is the person or the cell that carries oxygen to different parts of the body, right? So that's why when there is a decrease in oxygen level in the body or there is a decrease in the RBC in the body, that kind of stress when comes to the body is sensed by the cells present in the kidney, which will be the cells here. Juxtaglomerular cells in the kidney will sense this stress in the body and they will secrete erythropoietin. They will secrete erythropoietin. This erythropoietin, through its signaling mechanism asks the bone marrow, asks the bone marrow cells to create more RBC, See, why more RBC? Because the cells in the bone marrow, have three fate. They can either be WBC, RBC or platelets. Right? So, when there is a stress condition in the body, we need more RBC to carry more oxygen to the different parts of the body. That stress being sensed by the cells in the kidney, juxtaglomerular cells in the kidney, and they will secrete erythropoietin. Erythropoietin, through its signaling mechanisms, gives signals to the bone marrow that the progenitor cells present in the bone marrow has to convert into RBC, increase the production of RBC because body needs more oxygen or body have lost RBC through some injury. So the bone marrow cells which have a fate to become WBC, platelets or RBC, when the erythropoietin comes into picture, it gives signals to increase the production of RBC. Right? Hope you got the answer. But before going to the answer, let's understand each other three options, because the second option is alpha cell of the pancreas. See, alpha cell of the pancreas. So pancreas has a group of cells called islet of Langerhans. This islet of Langerhans has three types of cells. The first one is alpha cell, delta cell and beta cells. So beta cells, you guys may know, beta cells produce insulin. What's the function of insulin? Insulin helps in the regulation of the amount of sugar present in the blood. So what does insulin do? Insulin converts blood glucose into glycogen, or it will remove the sugar content or the glucose in the blood and store into the liver in the form of glycogen. So this insulin is secreted by the beta cells of the pancreas. Now the second cell is alpha cell. Here this is beta cell. Next, the next is alpha cell. Alpha cell secretes what? They secrete glucagon. Here, the function of glucagon is the opposing function of insulin. Opposing function of insulin, that is, whenever the body is deficient of energy, there is lack of sugar in the body, the stored form of the sugar, that is glycogen in the liver, is converted back into glucose. That is, the function of glucagon is the opposite function of insulin, and this glucagon is secreted by the alpha cells. Present same in the pancreas, in the island of Langerhans, but secreted by alpha cells. Insulin is secreted by the beta cells. And the third type of cell is delta cells. Delta cells produce somatostatins, a strong inhibitor of somatotropins, insulin and glucagon. But still, we don't know what its metabolic role in the body. It is yet to be discovered. So, we learned that pancreas, there is an area of group of cells called island of Langerhans. Island of Langerhans has three types of cells: alpha cell, beta cells and the delta cell. Beta cell secretes insulin, which converts glucose into glycogen or regulates the amount of glucose in the blood. Next is alpha cell, which secretes glucagon, which does the opposite function of insulin, that is, stored form of the sugar or glucose is converted back into glucose and brings into the blood. The third is the delta cell, which produces somatostatin, whose physiological function has yet to be discovered. Now, the next option was adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis is directly related to our pituitary gland. That is, the anterior pituitary or adenophysis lobe is a lobe of glands that regulate several physiological processes, including stress, growth and reproduction. So, they are nowhere related to erythropoietin or production of RBC. And the last option was bone marrow. We know that bone marrow is the area where we produce RBC, WBC and platelets. Apart from that, we can say that bone marrow is a spongy tissue which contains, see, it has two types of bone marrow, that is red bone marrow and yellow bone marrow. Red bone marrow, as we earlier discussed, is the same. Red bone marrow contains blood stem cells that can become RBC, WBC or platelets. And there is one more, yellow bone marrow, which is mostly made up of fat, and the final result will be they can convert into cartilage, fat or bone cells. Okay, now let's go back to the question. Here, the question was erythropoietin hormone which stimulates the formation of RBC is produced by. I think I don't have to explain now, you know the answer. Erythropoietin is secreted when there is a stress condition in the body, when there is a deficiency of oxygen, or there is the number of RBC is reduced in the body due to many reasons, maybe injury. That stress is detected by the kidney cells. So, here the answer is A, juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney. Hope you got the answer, understood the concept and understood all other three options. So, let's see in the another video. Happy learning.